Hello everybody, my name is Victoria, and if you're new here, then hi, welcome to my channel. I make content all about motherhood inspired by nature. I also make content on my Instagram, which is at Wild Mother Life, on my blog, which is wildmotherlife.com, and then of course here on my channel I make content. So if you are into any natural-minded mom type of topics, then I think you'll love the videos that I make here on my channel, and I would love it if you click the subscribe button and join my community. This is a little bit of a personal video today, but I just also wanted to share to inspire any moms who are extended breastfeeding or breastfeeding toddlers. I wanted to share a little bit about my breastfeeding journey with my toddler. I actually just recently weaned my 3-year-old. She turned 3 in August, and we officially breastfed for the last time in October. So I nursed her for over 3 years, and it was a very beautiful, challenging, rewarding experience. And you know, there's not a lot of talk online about breastfeeding toddlers, and oftentimes I think that moms can feel alone because people think it's weird a lot of the time. And you know, we use terms like extended breastfeeding, which I'm not against that term, but it is funny how something's considered extended that I think is actually biologically normal. So I think that nursing toddlers can be biologically normal, and I think that mothers should be supported regardless of how long they choose to breastfeed. That we should just be more supportive of mothers in general, because there are so many stories of mothers being ridiculed or given a hard time by their doctor, by family, for choosing to nurse their baby past a year, or especially past 2 years. A lot of people have a hard time with that. And I know this actually because on my Instagram, I had a reel about breastfeeding toddlers go viral. 5.5 million views, and it got a lot of hate comments. And so I know that there's a lot of misinformation and lack of education about breast milk for toddlers. A lot of people think, according to the comments in my reel at least, a lot of people think that once the baby starts solids, they don't need breast milk anymore. I had a lot of people say that breastfeeding toddlers after a year was only solely for the mother's pleasure. Don't even get me started on that one. But yeah, it's been a challenging journey. Breastfeeding is not easy. I breastfed my daughter on demand essentially for the first 18 months of her life. And then when I got pregnant and I night weaned her around 18 months, I made a video, I'll link it above, about how we night weaned. And that felt like the right decision for me and for both of us, because we needed more sleep, and I was pregnant and dry nursing her during the night, and that was just excruciating. And so I felt like night weaning was a perfect boundary for me to place, for me to be able to keep nursing her, because I didn't want to stop nursing her. I did want to continue nursing her and be able to tandem nurse both of my kids. And so night weaning was the answer for me to be able to nurse her longer. If I had just pushed through and tried to keep going, with breastfeeding, even when I was feeling so triggered and it was so painful, I really think that I would have just wanted to stop altogether. But I didn't want to stop altogether. I wanted to keep going. And so putting boundaries in place over my own body and teaching her some boundaries too, and allowing for us to get better sleep as a family, it was the best thing that I did. I'm so glad that I night weaned her at 18 months. Once I night weaned her, we still nursed to sleep, to go to sleep at the beginning of the night, and then we nursed when we woke up, but I didn't nurse her in the middle of the night at all. And she began sleeping through the night around then. And yeah, it was great. And so then after I had my son, I continued nursing her before bed, before nap, and in the morning for a while. And then once she was about 2.5, we had really cut down just naturally on feedings. It wasn't anything that I really forced. It was just kind of a natural thing, where we weren't really nursing. We weren't nursing in the morning at all. And we were pretty much only nursing before nap and before bedtime. And then around 2.5, she dropped her nap. So we didn't nurse before nap anymore. And for the last like 6 months, we've pretty much just been nursing before bedtime. And then when we moved to Austin, we really felt like it was a good time to start creating good routines, new routines for our kids. Since we had 2 toddlers now, our son just turned 1, and so he's entering more of the toddler stage where they're playing together and interacting together, and not so much just the toddler and baby stage like we were in before. And it's a really exciting new stage. And so since we're entering that new stage and we just are in a new house, we're in a new place, we're trying to get a new routine established. We put them in the same room. So they sleep in the same bed, or they start out sleeping in the same bed. And then when my son wakes up, around midnight or so, we bring him into our bed. But I've started implementing a quiet time for both of them every day where they play together in their room with toys, and they love it. So just trying to get a good routine, a good schedule going. So anyway, all that to say, my kids have been really doing well with Nathan, my husband, laying them down for bed at night. And I was still nursing Elowen, but it just felt like the right time. She preferred Nathan to put her down to bed anyway. She loves back scratches. She loves to snuggle with him at night since she doesn't see him during the day. So it felt like the right time. And so a couple weeks ago, we had our last nurse to sleep session, and I had Nathan take a picture of it. It was really sweet. It's one I'll treasure forever. And yeah, we that was the last time, and that was kind of, mutually agreed upon and respectfully done between me and her. There was no tears. It was just done. And it was so bittersweet for me because I was so ready for it to be done. But also, it was the last time that something that only her and I shared in that way would happen, I guess. And so, yeah, it was bittersweet. But I really believe it was the right timing. And I'm so proud of myself for nursing her past 3, for 3 years. I never really intended to do that, but it just kind of felt right. And I followed my instincts and my intuition and followed her lead. And that was what we mutually did together. And so now our journey has come to an end, and I'm really proud of us for sticking with it. Of course, I'm still nursing my son, so I'm not done breastfeeding or anything, but just wanted to talk about and create a little bit of awareness around breastfeeding and weaning toddlers. And so if you are a mom who is currently nursing your toddler, like I said at the beginning, there's not a lot of information, not a lot of people talking about extended breastfeeding or breastfeeding toddlers. And so I just wanted to make some content around it so that you can know you're not alone, and to maybe encourage you if it is something that you want to keep doing or to breastfeed into toddlerhood, you can do it, and it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. If it is benefiting you and it's benefiting your child and you both agree to it, then I think it can be a really, really beautiful thing. And it does eventually end. And that honestly went by in a blink. Those 3 years are a blink, and now it's done. So I hope that this video was encouraging to you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your week. Stay wild. Bye.